And just confirm that you can hear me and see me. I am going to be doing some drawing. I've got my whiteboard here. Some of you know that this is always my favorite tool. Okay, fantastic. Guys, so we've got quite a few people with us, 160, 169 so far. Just to be clear, because I've seen quite a few of those videos, recordings, and you just start watching them and you almost immediately see what's going on. Like people whom you have not seen for the last 3 or 4 months, all of a sudden re-emerged, calling themselves top leaders, and then they go through those slides, they go through those pretty presentations, and towards the end, you already see that they're starting their recruitment again, they're starting their promotion again. This is not going to be one of those videos. In case you kind of expected that, I'm sorry, but I'm going to disappoint you. If you've known me for at least a little bit, to me, it's all about credibility. I do value my individual code of ethics. And that's why we are putting so much emphasis on actually helping those who simply do not want to continue. It's as simple as that. We want to make this offboarding as easy for them as it is physically possible. That's why probably the majority of this webinar will be about like how people can actually leave, what they need to do step by step. Guys, if you can just mute yourselves so that the camera is actually on me, because I'm going to be using that and I want to be sure that you guys can actually see this, can see this properly. Okay. I'm going to leave it on a speaker's view. One second, because my Mac just came up with some funny message again. Okay. As long as you can still hear me, then it's fine. We're going to continue. All right, guys. So now, keep on actually dropping questions into the chat as well, because there may be some things that we will not cover, or I may not cover, I may not have on the list, but that I may have answer to. So that's another thing that I want you guys to actively interact. If you do see that somebody is misbehaving, let Greg Furman know, and he's going to be kicking them out. Like immediately, people will be disappearing because we don't want them here. This is not a webinar about them. Everybody's trying to inflate their egos and that kind of stuff. Guys, so I had a very long discussion with the person who's working directly with Ronald I. Ronald I is not on this webinar. We never said that he's going to be on this webinar. I would like to think that in the next 2 to 3 weeks, Ronald will finally be able to properly come back, resurface. From what we've heard, and we've shared that many times, the lawyers have told him that he needs to be very careful as to what specifically he's sharing. The situation has been what it has been. So I've been telling the people that I've been personally working with for the last probably 5 or 6 months, guys, we are going to be having those sort of turbulences. The roller coaster is expected. This isn't the very last of those issues that cloud will be experiencing over the course of the journey. There's going to be something else. Maybe in July, maybe in August, maybe in October. You've got to expect it. If you can't take it, then you have to make a decision, and you can make that decision right now. So we want to make it simple. We want to make it easy. Guys, initially when we planned this webinar, as well as some of the previous updates, we really thought that we have 3 options. One option would be to stay. And again, is this visible enough? This mark is somewhat black. Okay. Yeah, just shout red or black. Whichever one you can see better, just shout. Whichever one is more visible. Okay, fine. Let's stick to red for now. Okay. So we thought that we have these 3 options. Stay, then there's another one going to be leave, and then leave and come back. Probably you can see them. That's really not the case. There is no leave and come back, Because if you decide to leave, your deposit will be returned. You're going to get your CTOs onto your external wallet, but your account will be removed completely. Your account will be deleted. Wherever you happen to be on the tree, that position will be empty. It will not have your access. You're not going to have access to it. So that's why there is no leave and come back. This is why we want to make this very obvious. We want people to be able to decide right now without kind of thinking, I'm not so sure, but maybe I'll regain trust later on, and then I'll make that return. This isn't going to happen. So consequences, you're losing your entire tree. Like if you've been building, that's going to go. Everything. It's going to be an empty space. There is no compression. I want to make it clear. If you are on this position and somebody else is here, and you've got like 5 people here on your level 2 or whatever, they're not going to move up. They will not move up the spot. There's no compression. It will just be empty. It will just be empty slots, empty spaces. Now, let's talk about the exit first, because I want to just be done and dusted with that one, to be honest. Just get that out of the way. So now, when you leave, oh, now the red one is failing us a little bit. Yeah, let's not jump into this just yet. I'm sharing the camera. I'm not sure whether you see the small one or you can actually see the whole screen comment. I'm hoping that, yeah, take a new pen. I've got a purple one. Got a few others in the bag, but okay, this one's still fresh. Now, leave. So what we know for sure, there may be some things like I did have a question yesterday or this morning, but I've got an answer to that now. Now, when you leave, your original deposit, and again, definition of your original deposit, whatever you've put into your super wallet, whatever you've deposited from an external wallet into cloud, that's your original deposit. So that's what you get, your original, let's do original deposit. You get that back. Also, what I found out is back in the days, like 5, 6, 7 months ago, we could click on the CTO, we could click on the convert, and we were able to also convert our, yeah, I do have this speaker view. I've done that already, Colin. Yeah, I have that now. When you do that, when you clicked on the convert and actually converted your tokens into another crypto, and that crypto showed up first inside of a super wallet, you will get that. And then you move that into Jarvis, you're going to get that. So your original deposit plus is going to be CTO convert that then has been moved into Jarvis. Some of you have not even heard about this because that's been stopped or discontinued sometime last year. But some of the early adopters they remember about this feature. Now, there is this talk about creating an external ERC20 wallet address for Cloud Token. You can do it through, Marcin Zielinski has been recommending either Trust Wallet or IM Token. IM Token, it's not a business, it's not an opportunity, it's just a wallet. It's just an app, independent, without affiliation of any sort. It's just a funny name. Yes, so don't worry about it. It's just a standalone third-party app, nothing to do with any business opportunity. So you can create that ERC20 address. It's an account, effectively. You can move your tokens into outside of the cloud ecosystem, just to keep it simple for you guys. Yeah, Greg, if you can just turn off the disable the chat for the time being, just so that people can actually focus, and then we're going to relaunch. Thank you. So all of your tokens you will be able to transfer into this into your external address. So whatever tokens you have in your super wallet, whatever tokens, I'm just checking what you guys can see, whatever tokens you have inside of your Jarvis that are still showing as CTOs in Jarvis, and CTOs that became crypto in Jarvis. You can move them away into this external address outside of the cloud ecosystem, and they will become ERC, that's the official within the crypto community. Let me just see. ERC20 CTOs. Some people go down that route. They want to do that. Guess what? Those CTOs, you're going to go through the hassle, set everything up. They will be worthless completely. The company is not entertaining even any idea of doing anything with those external CTOs, with those ERC20 tokens. They will not give it any attention. They will not be developing any utility around it. You will never be able to transfer those ERC20 tokens back into the cloud ecosystem. They will never be allowed in. If you're thinking that you can move your tokens into this ERC20 and then move them into the OTC, that will not happen. The OTC is only for members with accounts, with cloud token accounts or cloud 2.0 accounts. So whatever you're going to move, you're going to have it for fun, or you can transfer it between people for fun, unless you and someone else assign some value to it, then fine. But they will not trade. There will be no services that will be supporting unless someone else decides to agree to accept them. Cloud will not be doing anything with it. So, and again, some people don't go there. I don't care. Like, you guys are not stupid. You know about these things. Like, let's have this differentiation between cloud and what we've seen in this industry, or in this sphere of those wallets. Like, people are now complaining. Genuinely, it's bizarre, and I'm shocked. Like, the fact that people are going to be getting back in the next 2 weeks their original deposit is not enough for some people, and they say, "Oh, it's not fair. It shouldn't be like that. How is it like that? It says clearly that we're getting something. Now we're not getting. We're supposed to be getting 6%." Guys, just some reality check. I don't know how many opportunities you've been part of, how many little programs that came and went in a matter of a few months or weeks or whatever. Like, appreciate that you're getting it back, that you're getting your money back. Like, if this would have been another Plus or whatever other scam of a project been out there, would they even attempt to entertain or do anything to give you the money back? Why would they? Like, and that's why I got this information that only 2 to 3% of people in the whole of cloud so far decided to leave. And I'm not surprised. If the company's openly saying we will return your deposits, maybe finally it clicked with a few people that, oh, maybe it's not a scam. Maybe these guys are not trying to run with our money. So that's how you have to see it. There is no other way. Like, if they are returning, clearly, maybe these guys do genuinely have good intentions. Maybe these guys are trying to challenge this status quo. Maybe they are genuinely doing something that hasn't been done before, and they are, just like anybody, just experiencing some failures along the way. They are doing something that's never been done before. Regulators are going to be at some point potentially on their back. And that's another thing that I have to mention that I didn't plan to mention. Guys, there is no such thing as companies getting shut down if they are doing what's right. If they are sticking to the law, it's fine. If the company is doing something that's maybe isn't widely accepted or whatever, a government or a regulator, first of all, will send them a letter. Will say, you guys are doing this. You need to be doing this way. And they work with each other for a period of weeks, months, years, whatever, until both parties agree. to how a service, a product is supposed to launch, etc. Like this whole thing with, oh, you're going to get shut down. Yes, if you're playing a dirty game that is blatantly illegal, you will. But if you're doing something that hasn't been done before and maybe some parties may not be happy about, they will not get shut down. They will receive an advisory letter and they will go through it, resolve it or not. They're going to get a period of time within which they need to fix that. That's another thing. Okay, we've got that. Any more questions to do with the leave? How? Okay, issues now, because we've seen a lot. So somebody commented today, oh, only small deposits are being returned, the large deposits are not being returned. I've checked that personally, needed to spend some time on this again, just to message a few people that I know that cancelled a couple of their accounts or whatever, left with the others and stayed with the others, with the other accounts. And that's not the case. It's again to do with continuous server overload. It's how it is. Like, this is probably the busiest period. Like, these servers have never been hit as hard as they're being hit right now. Like, imagine, so they've told us they have nearly 1 million accounts. Some people have multiple. Even if they have, let's say, conservative number, 400,000 accounts. Let's say that all they have. And 50% of them are on Android devices, 50 are on iPhone. So again, 200,000 accounts. Half of them left already or stayed already. They've made the decision. Even if just 100,000 people are still in the process of deciding on Android devices and they are hitting those servers, I don't know, 20 to 50 times a day, each person, just imagine what's going on. So if you are experiencing problems, do not try 20 to 50 times every single day. You're not helping anybody. You're not helping yourself. Try once, twice, maybe 3 times a day. Eventually, it's going to go through. One of the guys, Jacob, he told us like an hour ago that it's fine now. He had problems and now it's fine. Now, the big 26. Why did I switch to black again? The 26th story. There's no such thing as the 26th. That's, by the way, tomorrow. Guys, I'm on an iPhone, so I haven't actually migrated yet. I'm still waiting. Like, if I don't even have access, like, how could they already impose a deadline? So don't panic that on the 26th, everything is going to end and people who actually wanted to leave, they have to stay because they've been auto-migrated. That's not the case. There is no deadline just yet. We're still waiting for the link for iOS devices. Until that link comes out, there is no deadline. Like, and we're waiting. It's imminent. The link will come out as soon as they feel that the version for iOS devices is stable. That's what they're waiting for. Because yeah, what I found out, the software is ready, but it's going through quality assurance. So the 26th, that's been a problem. I'm going to go back into the chat just to go through those leave messages again. Okay. What happens to users who leave the projects and don't have options of moving tokens? That's a good point. Thank you, Mohammed, for this. So now, and I will say it, this migration or terms and conditions or how it's been rolled out, it could have been done better, a lot better. Because the questions that we've received, it's one of those things that you never know what you're going to get, what feedback you're going to get until you actually launch it, until it goes live into this live organism. So yes, we didn't know about that before. Inside, so Jarvis, this got even worse. Jarvis is one thing, but now let's talk about the super wallet. Your main dashboard when you log into your Cloud 2.0 application. So this is Jarvis. We're not going to talk about Jarvis. We're going to talk about your super wallet. So you see your applications right at the top. You scroll down and you see your cryptos that you have inside of your super wallet. If in order for you to see during the leave process, to get the box that will allow you to enter your CTO ERC20 address, you need to have some Ethereum inside of your super wallet. Like, it depends on the number, so it's hard to say exactly how much you need. I would say between $2 and $5 inside of the super wallet. If you really want to have what you want to get, those useless, pointless CTOs on your ERC20 CTOs, of course, then do that. Add this, just add this into your super wallet, and you're going to get it. You need to have Ethereum inside of this account. Yeah, so that's the first one. That's why you're not seeing that box. That's why that box is not popping up. Okay, I hope that's covered. Ketambus, you're getting your money back. Again, like, how many people haven't? They thought that they are with good opportunities, with good businesses. They never got their money back. You're getting your money back. It's the name. That's just how it is. It's not going to, we can negotiate, we can get upset, or we can accept it. This isn't going to change. They paid CTOs if you didn't invest back in Jarvis. Again, now, that's a good point. I nearly skipped that. Hafiz, thank you. Now, if you still have CTOs that are inside of, I should have kept it, that are inside of your, let's go back to this main dashboard. You've got your CTOs here. If you have CTOs here and you want to leave, just before you do the agreement, transfer them to somebody who's staying. This way they will still remain inside of the ecosystem. And this way they will still retain some value. So do this first, and then do the agreement and leave. Move your CTOs into somebody else's account. Again, that requires trust, because you want to be sure that that person will return those CTOs or will sell them and give you the money. So that requires trust, but that's the only way for those CTOs that you have in your super wallet, if you're leaving, just to be sure, to retain value. So that's what you've got to do. Another thing, if you've already updated to the latest version of on an Android device, like 2. I think it's either 0 or 1.17, you may not have an option to actually X out of the agreement and then transfer CTOs. What you can do is either get an iPhone that already has Cloud Wallet installed on it, or try to download it again from the Play Store. You need to get another wallet basically and log into that wallet that hasn't been updated to the latest version in order to transfer CTOs. Again, surely that's leave. We must be done. Not 10 Ethereum. No, Rich, what are you saying? We were told 2 days ago by a team leader that anything in Jarvis was gone. CTOs, by them saying that CTOs in your Jarvis are gone, they actually meant they are worthless. That's what they meant. They can be transferred into your ERC20 external CTO address, but they will not have any value. That's how it is. If we put 10 Ethereum into the super wallet, we can get back 10 Ethereum. So this is the, I'm not sure if you're talking about you transferring them from external address, from Coinbase, for example, or whatever, or any other cryptocurrency wallet into your cloud, or you mean you've actually converted your CTOs into Ethereum first and then moved them into Jarvis? So I have actually asked this question, and I do actually have a verification from a user who confirmed that if you've converted your CTOs into Ethereum, for example, inside of your super wallet still, and then move that into Jarvis, that will be returned to you as well, together with whatever else you have in Jarvis. I'm hoping that this clarifies it. Yes, so when it comes to the App Store, it is unfortunate. Like, nobody's happy about it. They've received complaints, and Apple stopped it. It's how it is. We're waiting for the link. Basically, you're going to install Cloud just like you've installed Cloud back in April or May. You're going to get the link. You need to go into the settings of your phone, 2 or 3 clicks of a button, and then you'll be able to manually install the application. It's really not difficult. That's what we did at the very beginning. Ryan, users can't log in after they accept. You also said, or leave the project. Users will not be able to ever log back into their account after they've left the project. That's it. Like, initially, the account kind of stays still on servers, but it's just because it's being processed. It will be removed. Like, you will not have access to your account if you decide to leave. If you're staying and you're not getting access, this is just a temporary thing. Again, the migration is happening. Your decision to stay is being processed, and just wait a couple of hours, maybe a day, or maybe 2, and you will get back. Because we just had Jacob responded to us in one of the groups. He said, I'm back in. So that's going to happen. Nina, thank you very much. That's actually a good thing. This option here, what you can also do, if you really want to speed up the whole thing and you don't want to wait for an iPhone to come out, for an iPhone the download link, you can install something that is called BlueStacks. This is a software that emulates. This is an emulator. That the software pretends to be an Android device. So you can install it on your laptop, you can install it on your desktop, and it feels as if you had a mobile phone inside of your computer. That's what the software does. So whatever applications you are seeing on an Android device, you can download into the software and use them. So you can also download Cloud Wallet. If you have an iPhone and you have to decide right now you're in a hurry, you can do that through BlueStacks. BlueStacks is not the only emulator. There is another one called Andy something. There's lots of them, hundreds. But this is one of the most popular ones. Yes, Alberto, so that's going to be a big one. Okay, Laurel first. Personally, what I'm saying to my team specifically, so CTOs in your super wallet. So first of all, the company is all about the 3-year plan. Having this network of 100 million people. Honestly now, between me and you guys, it will take some time before we can regain trust. Can we completely regain trust? We will find out. We will find. It will depend on how this is going to go in the future. I will not tell you that I'm more chirpy and happy about what has happened, because it came like an axe. Massive big event in October in Malaysia, and then all of a sudden all this trouble, all these issues, and nobody was happy. Nobody expected. We didn't have any notice. So it's going to take a while. That's why I personally don't want to be talking too much about this 3-year vision. I'm interested initially in that 6 to 9 months to the end of the year. Let's be there first. And that's why I'm personally not going to be compounding CTOs. I'm not going to be putting them back in. And to be honest, there is no compounding anymore. Jarvis Re-Entry is going to be working for users that have accepted migration only for a brief period of time. You may have another week, maybe 2. After that period, you will not be able to do the Jarvis CTO re-entry back into Jarvis. That feature will be disabled as well. That will be discontinued. Guys, we've talked a lot about the leave. Gavin, he didn't have Ethereum in his super wallet for gas transfers. So guys, we didn't know about this before. That's, again, this isn't, I don't want to just say it, because I know that some people are really not happy that they couldn't transfer the CTOs, that they couldn't see the CTO. I probably would be a bit angry, but at the same time, I'm staying. So we only found out the other day they need to have some Ethereum in order to cover the transaction fee. I've suggested that what if the company allows us to download one of the previous versions of Cloud Wallet that still allows you to X out of the agreement window before you make a decision, and then top up your account or move your CTOs, whatever. They are working on it. They're trying to figure out that they can do it. There is no promise that this is going to be available at all. We don't know. Now, staying. So to summarize the leave side, you're getting your original money. Like, please be happy. Like, this is already so much more than all of the programs that I've seen in my 12 years online. Yes, get upset maybe that you didn't get your 6% in the last 6-7 months. To be honest, for the last 4, we didn't really have to do much to even be getting that. We've barely been doing anything. Staying. 6 months, lock. You've already seen the message. This is recorded, guys, whoever's joined this late. The stay option, 6 months lock. You are not going to be touching your money for the period of 6 months. This isn't like now or how it used to be. 30 days, you take them out. Okay, half an hour. Sometimes I can talk for, I needed to catch myself exactly where we are. There's a 6 months lock, but you are able to leave before. So I have to compare it to ISA, but we don't want to go into this investments area, especially since we are getting data. But if you like a gym membership, let's go there. It's safer. If you are signing a 12-month contract and you are with some imaginary company that allows you to break that contract, but they say, okay, if you leave before, there's going to be a penalty. That's what is happening. Somebody has already mentioned that there could be a 30% penalty. I've heard 30, but we don't know. I don't believe that number has actually been finalized. So I don't want to say 30, but there will be a penalty. So if you've deposited, let's say you have $1,000 in Jarvis, locked in for the period of 6 months. If you decide to leave before after 2 months, you're not going to get 1,000. You're going to get less. It could be 700, it could be 800, whatever. You're not going to get the full amount. You've got to stick around to the end of the 6 month period if you want to get the whole thing. Now, what happens after the 6 months? Oh, that's good. That's visible. What happens after the 6 months? Again, going back to the gym membership, typically when you sign for a 12-month contract, you've got to be there for 12 months, but then cancel anytime. With cloud, honestly, we don't know. They have not decided. This is being negotiated. This is being discussed. One option is another 6 months rolling. And another is, leave anytime. But this is open. But at this stop, when we get to this next station, 6 months, even if you decide to leave, you will get everything. Whatever is in Jarvis at that point, it doesn't matter how it got there, you will get it. It's not like now where you're only getting your original deposit. Whatever you've converted from your CTOs and it's sitting in Jarvis, that's what we're hearing, that you are going to get everything. So that's the 6 month journey. Fiona, you're right. I had to cancel an expensive gym membership because I twisted my ankle and they would not give me a penny back. It's strange because normally those gyms, irrelevant, but I would say they do like a medical suspension where they don't charge you or they charge you like substantially less. But that's a nasty gym anyway. You don't want to be there if they do it that. Yeah. That's a really bad customer service. Now, we've covered that. I've got my notes. We've talked about the deposit, returning CTOs, wallets that you can use. Yeah, so the numbers that we're seeing so far is that, again, I've told you about it, but again, I will write them down. About 30,000 members, which represents 2 to 3%. Of course, some people cannot make a decision just yet. Some people, maybe they have not even figured out or seen that all of this that is happening right now. Of course, we've got the iPhone users, maybe, but those are the numbers. Those are the numbers who have left the opportunity, have left cloud. So some people feel that they're still being kind of held hostage, that although they want to leave because of how the leave happens, they cannot really leave because it doesn't make sense. For sure, it will, but there's no choice. It's really, you don't have too many options here. Okay, now, what is likely to happen now for those that will stay? This is an important one. So this is something that a lot of people are talking about, because, okay, they're trying to weigh options. They say, okay, when I leave, it's clear, within 7 to 14 days, and hopefully at some point next week, we are actually going to start seeing some testimonials. So if you are still on a fence, here is a good option. Like, if you know that there is no deadline just yet, don't make a decision. If you have somebody who's getting a little bit itchy and getting a little bit frustrated about this whole thing, just tell him to remain patient. They've waited for so long now, for 3 to 4 months. Tell him to wait maximum another 2 weeks before the site. Again, I don't know when the link's going to come out and when the clock's going to start ticking, but let's say it's going to be another 7 days before we get an iPhone. Tell him maximum, no more, 2 weeks, whatever. Tell him to wait until those testimonials from people who have received the original funds back start pouring out. And that should then give them enough to see that, okay, these guys clearly aren't the bad guys. Clearly, they were going through like a major rough patch. And maybe I should stay. Wait for it. Just wait for that. Like, even if you are quite certain that you want to stay, but then there is something inside of you that still kind of tells you that, is that the right move? Wait for those testimonials. And again, I said to you, I'm not going to be making all preachy, promoting kind of hypey testimonials. It's stupid to do it that way. I'm just giving you everything that I know without adding all the extra colors. There's no need for it. Fund returns. Now, the OTC, this is the biggest one. Like, this is what we are waiting for. We want to be able to cash out. Like, we've been cut out from any source of liquid cash, of a cash flow, especially those of us who have committed quite a bit and decided to do it full time or most of the time, whatever. Like, that used to be our source of earnings. It's about to be restarted. So that's probably your priority number one. When can I convert my tokens, my CTOs, into money that I can actually use and start paying for my expenses again, right? So within 7 days. Within 7 days, the OTC is going to launch. Oh, wow. One sec. The battery has nearly died in my laptop. That would not be funny. I have a feeling that this recording is going to have all sorts of funny moments, but why not? We're back. Okay. Red. Let's carry on with purple. Sorry, guys, but this is the best marker that I have. So within 7 days, the OTC is going to launch. This is not going to be called Ribbons. They are not working with that previous development company. Many of us have tried to make Ribbons work, and it was just rubbish. Like, despite all the videos, all the attempts, like tutorials that people have been making, nobody just could get it to work. It was just unsafe. And people actually, some of the people got scammed because the agreements just weren't exactly secured on both sides. We did make it clear, don't use it. We told people several times. It's a brand new platform. They've worked with a different development team. Within 7 days, the OTC is going to launch. So that's when you will be able to start converting the tokens that you have, CTOs that you have in your super wallet. Now, there's rumors, and the company has also said there is going to be repricing. Fine. Yes, I'm just telling you what to expect, Katambu. So this is not just for the stay people, this webinar is for everybody. But you know exactly what's going to happen. Anyway, like, you don't need to be making comments if you're frustrated. Just wait 7 to 14 days from when you've clicked the button. If it's 21 days, you don't have the funds, then I will also get upset. But just hold off. Wait for the original funds, and then you will be able to move on. Now, the CTO, I'm hearing that there will be a repricing. The price is going to change. We don't know how far it's going to go, but it will not go below the original. It could be a reset. Maybe it's going to be a reset where it's going to go back to 0.3. We don't know. If it does, that's the lowest point. If somebody tells you it's going to go down 70%, 80%, 90%, they can't. It's a system designed for this to be the bottom. So my suggestion, unless you are really in a difficult situation and you have to do it, my suggestion is convert the tokens that you will be receiving on a daily basis, the new fresh tokens. Let's say the price goes to 40, but now it's nearly 60. Because now it's 60, you're getting a certain number of tokens every single day based on whatever dollar value you're expecting to receive. Let's say it's $100. Whatever. Okay, let's not go through funny calculations. If you're expecting $50, you're getting X. If the price of the token is this much, if you're expecting $50 and the price of the token is 40, you're simply going to be getting more CTO tokens every single day. So if you need to start converting your tokens immediately, use those fresh tokens that you're getting, because you'll be getting more of them in numbers. Because the whatever you're supposed to be getting on a daily basis, like $50, depending on how big your team is, how much is in Jarvis, that you're still going to be getting it. But if the price drops, you will simply be getting more tokens. So it's only those tokens that you now have in your super wallet will be affected by repricing, because they will drop in value. So you need to be aware of that. Don't go too crazy when selling. And remember, it's not, oh, I'm going to keep it all, or I'm going to sell it all. Maybe sell a little bit, whatever you need. Like, don't go to both extremes. Another question. I don't know, Richard. We don't know what, yes, because we know that they've been trading with our money. We don't know the ins and outs. We've got partnerships. We don't know how that trading performance has been in the last few months. But that's what we're hearing, that there's going to be repricing. We just have to be fortunate with what we have, that this opportunity continues. We just have to go that way, in that direction. Okay, so Jarvis restart, yes. Now, so CTO repricing, Jarvis. So as you guys know, and again, that's another indication. Like, nobody can even deposit money into Jarvis. Some dodgy opportunity or program, they will be welcoming any new fresh deposits. Like, you cannot deposit anything into cloud right now. They've stopped that. They said nobody can actually enter just yet. You can create a new account, but you cannot deposit anything into Jarvis just yet. So the migration has to happen first. So that's kind of my estimate. Within 2 to 3 weeks, new members will be able to deposit funds into Jarvis. Now, existing members, that's another big one for the stay side. Where's my board? How much space do we have? I want to be sure that you guys can see it. I'll make a little stay section here. When you stay, whatever you have in your Jarvis right now, everything, the whole thing is moving into Jarvis 2.0, and you'll be receiving whatever the monthly is going to be, 5 to 6% on everything, on the full amount. That's a huge benefit. And you're getting the same from your structure, from a tree, if you've been building. And that's not going to change. It will not be like you've got $2,000, but the rules say 500, so you only get your monthly or your daily little deposits from the 500. You're getting from the whole amount. This is a huge positive on the stay side. Huge positive. Because the new members, when they enter, you see that low, it will be 500. And then people say, oh, is it going to be a stable coin? Is it going to be an altcoin, Bitcoin? What currency am I depositing? Whatever you like. Whatever you see in Jarvis, whatever the currency you see, that's what you can deposit. You can deposit Ethereum, you can deposit a stable coin, USDT, you can deposit Bitcoin, DAI, whatever. It doesn't matter. Anything. But the initial deposit cannot exceed $500 in value. Let's say you've deposited Bitcoin. Bitcoin is on $5,000, 0.1 Bitcoin. That's what you're going to deposit. If the price of Bitcoin doubles and the value of your deposit increased to $1,000, you will be receiving commissions from $1,000. Daily deposit drops from the new amount. It's this 500 rule. It's that your deposit cannot be bigger. If the value of it increases, it doesn't matter. It can go beyond 500, and you will be paid from whatever the present value is. So yes, I hope that clarifies, because that was a big question. We had these questions as well. It was just like an obvious one that we didn't have answer to, so we needed to find out. So it could be any amount. A big one for those. Just lower the camera. I need a little bit more of the whiteboard. Now, affiliates. I will touch on that very briefly, because that's a very big point for those for the developing countries, especially because that was a block before for them. Before we had the 500 limit, you needed to deposit at least 500 into Jarvis to be receiving any affiliate commissions when you decided to share this opportunity with others. There is no 500 anymore. You can deposit $1 into Jarvis and then build, and you will be getting commissions. So this is a massive opportunity. Again, and I say it openly, yes, we're not quite there. We're ready to hit the road running, do the promotional webinars just yet, but that's something further down the road. And that's actually a very, very good thing. Anybody, doesn't matter whether you are in Africa, Asia, South America, anybody can afford to potentially join the business, join the opportunity. So huge one. Jarvis will restart again now. So the OTC, the same thing as before. Initially, it's going to be member to member. You're going to post how much you want to sell your tokens for. If the buyer comes in and accepts that price, the transfer will happen. Both parties will be secured by the platform itself. If it doesn't happen, the company will start buying back CTOs from the exchange. The same as before. So that's not changing. That's big, because that's paying us effectively. That's what it means. Now, the travel, that's going to be restarting in the next 2 to 3 weeks. The cloud travel service. That's not the stay anymore. We can get rid of it. So I was going to draw an aeroplane. I can't draw aeroplanes like quickly, like on the spot. So I would just actually write cloud travel. 2 to 3 weeks. We don't know how competitive they're going to get. They will be more competitive than now, for sure. How much, whether they can drop to what they launched the platform with, to drop to those prices, they don't know, because it's very much determined by the markets. Expedia, Booking.com, they weren't happy that they've taken so many bookings, so many hotels. So it depends on the situation. It could be a little bit more expensive. Just remember that you're using your tokens that you're kind of getting for free when you're actually booking that travel. If, again, you're going to have these options. The ecosystem is giving you options. If the cloud travel is too expensive, if you're seeing it for some hotel booking, $150, you're checking booking.com. Like, guys, you don't need to be forcing yourself or making bad economic financial decisions just so that you're showing everybody that you're using cloud tokens. Always remember about yourself. What's better for me? Like, if you're seeing this for 100 and cloud is offering you a hotel for 150, don't book it with cloud if you don't have to. Go and sell your tokens on the OTC platform if you get a good price for it, and then use that money and book it with booking.com. It's giving you options. Nina, good news. Sorry, not good news. Good question. News. I'm not so sure whether they're good or not, but I actually have 2 prepaid cards because there was one that they got released in October, and another one came out in December at some point. I haven't actually read the document that is coming out, or maybe something that's been already published. Something is changing on the 28th of January, and we will go through that document to find out exactly what's happening. It looks as though instead of governments and regulators being more open and welcoming when it comes to crypto and crypto-based companies, it's actually still the other way. So cloud is looking for solutions actively. What they had before looks as though it's actually not going to be working like they've originally planned because of those new regulations that are going to be happening. And again, the conversation that I had yesterday, the guy made it very obvious, clear. They're not hiding. They're being transparent. They're telling us how it is. When it comes to the card, we don't know when that could potentially happen. There's no deadline. They are actively looking because they know that this is something big. This is why they are now really focusing on Cloud Redeem, which works in a very similar way. So initially, we already have Taiwan and we have Singapore. Then they're working on Thailand, Malaysia, and other Asian countries. And then they already said that they will be looking to also have Cloud Redeem working in Europe. And eventually, of course, North America, South America, etc. Who remains the project in deposit the CTOs to Jarvis? For the time being, you can. Any limits on OTC? So they said $3,000 for C0s and $8,000 for C1s. We don't have any more information on the OTC limits. I can only expect that this is going to launch and work in a similar fashion to localbitcoins.com, as well as other escrow type of opportunities where you're transferring money between parties, where they've got some type of a scoring system. You're building up your reputation. It depends how responsive you are, and whether trades are successful and all that kind of stuff. This is just now me speculating. I would not like this to be solely based on your rank, but on how well you do it. I don't know. So we only have those limits so far, where C0, $3,000. Sorry, I think it's actually tokens. 3,000 CTOs, and then C1s, 8,000 CTOs. We don't have all the answers. We don't know whether that's a monthly, whether that could be per transfer. We don't have it just yet. We're waiting. Even if it's a monthly, that's already going to be a big help. Again, I'm hoping that that could actually increase over time. CTOs. Cloud SIM, of course, that's also going to start in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Cards, I've told you about. CTO price may drop. I've told you about. Now, I hope it's clear. Again, it's really up to you what you want to do. Whether what you've seen is enough, or you still kind of think, guys, everything to me goes back to the intention. Because that's what, like, being with, this is my 3rd or 4th startup, and I've been let down big time in the past. And I actually said to a few people that this is my very last startup, because I'm not sure if I have it, like, enough nerves inside of me to remain, sane with all these changes and what's happening. But to be honest, we see like any kind of business. Like if I actually turned the camera and you looked at some of those shops that we have outside on the street, just down the road, like some of them appear and 6 months later, they're gone. Like there's a vape, like with, instead of nicotine cigarettes or whatever, they've got these vape stores. There's one shop and there's another one next door, literally next door. And it's empty all the time. Like businesses, even genuine businesses go out, they go out of business. So we kind of knew the risk. We knew what we're signing up to. Maybe because of the October event and the excitement, we've gone a little bit too far. We didn't protect ourselves well enough when it comes to the liquid cash that we had at our disposal. And that was probably one of the reasons why people got so frustrated when all these things happened. But again, just spend some time on your own, just think about companies' intentions. The biggest test is going to be whether those who decide to leave will get their funds back. We don't know just yet. It should be within what now? 3 to 10 days? The Android users have been able to decide for quite a while now. So probably, yes, at some point next week already, we should start seeing hopefully some testimonials. That's going to be a big one. Once you have that, that should give you enough to really make that decision. And again, think about this 500 value. What's happening over there? Like, why would the company impose such a limit? Why would they not still allow people to drop whatever value, whatever amount, $10,000, $50,000, $100,000? We kind of have to remind ourselves what Ronald and the others have been saying. Initially, they wanted to cap Jarvis at 250, but they realized that they have a little bit more room. This is the number of members. So now we don't know how many unique accounts they have, etc. But even if it's 400,000, Ronald and the team of traders, they know that if they're going to be accepting a lot more money, if that number is going to go beyond the current figure, they're going to start influencing the market too much. And they're going to lose the effectiveness. They will not be able to generate. Jarvis or trading in general, because they will be making money from trading, first and foremost, initially, still, that's going to be the biggest chunk of where the revenue is coming from. They know that there's too much uncertainty. It can go either way. And they want to move away from that aspect. And remember that every single thing that they have, every service that the company has, whether that's going to be travel, whether that's going to be the SIM cards, OTC, or even wallet-to-wallet transfers, we're paying a fee. And as those services develop, as the user base for these services increases, they're going to start generating more and more revenue for the company. So they want this pie, this dependency on trading, because right now is 100% dependency on trading. They want that to be reduced. They want trading to be a small part, and then other services to take over. Because that's the only way to grow a stable business in a kind of a linear way. And for Ronald to follow his plan. If he only relied on trading and nothing else, you don't know. Maybe fantastic one month, the other month it could be minus 20%, and we've got to pack up and go. So this is a very good move. That's why, so this 500 is a confirmation that this is their direction. They're at that phase 2 right now. They've got this large community. It's not so much about dropping a lot of cash, but it's now about launching products and services for the existing community that they already have. That's why you've got the 500 limit. What does it mean for you? A lot less stress, honestly. Like, if you just have a member, a person, a family member, and they only deposit 500, again, depending on where you are in the world. In some, this is a lot of money. In the first world countries, this is not so much. You can live. It's not going to be damaging. So, and that's what, 400 pounds in here? Even if you lose it, okay, you've lost it. This is a lot less stress on your shoulders. And now, even though it's just 500, and some people are getting really upset, that could still mean that you will be getting around $30 per person per month. No product-based company will give you $30 per customer per month, unless they spend $500 on buying creams, weight loss shakes, oils, whatever else. And just how much of a harassment, oh gosh, I don't want to go there. I don't know whether you've ever done any product-based business opportunity. If you are here because you want to build a business, then product-based companies, guys, are tough. The consistency, determination, and you're chasing, you're begging them to renew or reorder. It's crazy. To me, that's what I'm looking at. Like sometimes you just have to look at those numbers. Maybe they're not significant, but you know where you are. The risk is there. That's how I see it. Okay. I'm pretty much ready to wrap up. Yeah, Janelle, we are pretty much there. Again, next 6 months, that's what you need to know. The OTC will launch, Cloud SIM will launch, what Cloud Travel will relaunch, the Cloud Redeem will restart and will expand. If you want to leave before 6 months, you can as well. So it's not like you're getting yourself into some really, really big trouble potentially. If you really need to have your original deposit, you've got a financial situation emergency, you don't have a choice, then leave. Make that decision. Like, do not get yourself into an even bigger trouble because of this. You've got this amazing opportunity of actually making a decision right now. We're not stuck anymore. Again, subject to funds being returned next week, hopefully we'll start seeing those. But we're there. Looks as though we're nearly there. Believe me, like nobody, doesn't matter what kind of face or what kind of mask people have been putting in front of them. This has been nerve-wracking for everybody, including Ronald. These guys are not sleeping. Like, it's a Chinese New Year, the very first day, and they're still working. Like, look, servers didn't work for the existing members. For those that wanted to stay yesterday, now members are saying they're able to log back in. Guess what? They needed probably to fix it. That's the reason why they can. So they're doing things. Again, this is going to be a roller coaster. You're not signing up to like a 20-year-old or 6-year-old Avon or Amway, where things are pretty stable. They're dinosaurs. They don't make any rush decisions. These guys are challengers. That's what happens with challenges. It's not an easy road, but it's a rewarding one. And it's a really easy one when it comes to financial opportunity. You've got to remember that. You've got to weigh options. The entry has been reduced tremendously for those that want to build a business or for those that just want to enjoy the perks and benefits from the ecosystem. Guys, anything else? What else you're not sure about? So it's actually been shorter than I thought that I'll be talking for, because yes, some of my past sessions, they've been very, very long. Guys, questions, just drop them into the Diamond Team chat. So question to do with the company, to do with the support. They have tried to establish some kind of inbox or have a place, one single place for support inquiries. But in a period like this, where they could potentially be receiving 50,000 messages per day, like, how could any company do that? Like, a company with probably 10,000 employees and 500 team in customer services maybe could answer this many emails. Like, it's impossible for them. So drop them to our group. Just make sure that somebody actually picks them up, and we will be getting answers. I have this arrangement of potentially even having calls on a weekly basis if there is a genuine requirement to answer whatever else is outstanding. So these sessions will be happening on a regular basis, because we needed to do it this weekend, because we know that typically, and also it's the Chinese New Year, the company typically on weekends, it's quieter. You don't see that much going on in chats, in various Telegram groups. That's why I decided, okay, we can't wait till next week. It has to happen today. That's why we did this webinar. Maybe haven't provided all the answers, but I just wanted to share what I know, what I have. So hopefully that clarifies it. Again, because there is no end deadline, hold off for a little bit longer. Watch those funds being returned, and hopefully then it's going to be so much easier for you to decide what you should be doing. This, Brian, I agree that it would be good to have country managers that are responsible for a particular region, and then they can look after people inside of that territory. all the calls, webinars could be at a reasonable time zone to that particular territory. This will be a suggestion. We will be doing this, of course. Joe is asking about the Litecoin address when they decide to leave. So this we have to mention. If there is a problem, then of course we will mention. We will find out what exactly is stopping it. Okay, guys, let's wrap this up because there's going to be a ton of people who would want to watch the recording, and it's been over an hour. Thank you very much again for everybody staying to, I don't know how many people actually we have, over 200, to the end, to the very end of this webinar. Thank you for questions. Thank you to all those naughty ones as well. Why not? We welcome them as well. Again, I'm hoping that you've enjoyed the transparency. I don't care whether somebody doesn't like what I say because they want to really start promoting heavily the business. I've just given you everything that I know without any masks, without any curtains. To me, it's still a big stay, personally. That's how I feel. All right. All the best, guys. Have a fantastic weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.